Have you ever looked at a crochet project, someone's design, and wondered how in the world did they know to put those colors together? I never would have thought about that. So today, what we're going to be looking at is the art of color in crochet. And I'm going to show you how you can develop your own incredible sense of color. You know, crochet is more than just making beautiful items. We can all make beautiful items. We can all follow someone's pattern. But if you're like me, every once in a while, I want to do something different. I want to make it uniquely mine by, if nothing else, changing the color palette. Because, you know, it is a beautiful way of making the piece uniquely ours. Now, I am not going to be teaching you the color theory basics because, quite frankly, I still haven't figured out that color wheel. And again, I think there's other ways in which for me to develop my own color sense. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. Different ways in which to find color inspiration in some of the places that you might not have really ever thought of looking at before. So whether you're a beginner or a seasoned crocheter, I hope that you will find information in this video to help you to see and to create your projects in a whole different light. I will show you what is to me one of the easiest ways in which to get some inspiration with your color. Now, one of the most natural ways that I can think of about seeing what colors go together and why they look so pretty, let's turn to nature. Birds are one of the most wonderful areas in which I love to go and see what colors work well together. You know, if you look at these few that I took just for you for a few minutes to look at the vibrant colors. Some of those I would never have thought to put together, quite honestly. Now, again, like I tell you, I am not great with color, so I have to go somewhere in which I can see color that's put together. And so, like I said, when we're looking at nature all around us, look at the color palettes that God created for us just in these creatures right here. Another good area in which to look for color is in landscapes, either pictures of landscapes or you yourself going out into nature and looking at everything around you. Go on a hike, stop by a lake. You would be surprised at what you see there. In fact, you could go to the same area 3 or 4 times throughout the year and even see the color of the changes that happen in the season. Now look at some of these pictures here that I've chosen for you. As you can see, there are lots and lots of different color combinations here in which, once again, in my opinion, God has already created beautiful color palettes for us to pick and choose from without too much work. You know, another great area in which you can look at color is take a trip to the library or walk in an old church. See the beautiful stained glass windows. Even museums display pictures of old masters. I love looking at stained glass windows, and I have a couple of pictures here that I want to show you because to me, even being able to work with glass and taking the colors, making beautiful pictures out of them, folks, number one, not only is that a beautiful art form, but you know, they had to get inspiration from somewhere. And to me, once again, I believe the artists that created these beautiful pictures had to be in tune with the color palettes of nature. Now, those are just some easy ways in which I feel like that we can take inspiration when we are looking to put colors together. Now, I know that many of you may not wish to go hiking in the woods, or maybe even just going to the museum, stepping in a church, going to a library and sitting down and opening up a book that has beautiful paint colors of, not colors, but pictures of paintings in them. That may not be your cup of tea, but you know what? There's this wonderful thing called the internet. And there are loads and loads of places in which you can go to get inspired by putting your own colors together. But remember, in the beginning I told you that I was going to tell you of another way in which you can be inspired by color choices, how to put them together. Just recently, I was sharing with you on my calendar mosaic blanket that I was working on February, and February in the pattern itself called for white background and red for the images. There's hearts and cupids, and you know, at first I thought, oh wow, that is the perfect representation for February. But as I got closer to looking at it, I was thinking, yeah, I'm not feeling it. So one other way in which you can be inspired to trying new colors, seeing what works together, I put out there to the audience, or those of my viewers, and said, what would you do? Should I go with red, white, and pink, be kind of traditional, or should I just go wild? And you know what y'all said? The overwhelming vote was, just go wild. Go for it, Maureen. And that is exactly what I did. So I went out and I scoured a couple of websites that I love to go to, found one that had a good sale going on, and I was just browsing through there, and oh my goodness, you know how whenever you're looking at yarn, one of them just jumps out and speaks to you? Well, this one did, and for me it screamed February. So let me show you what I got. Now, I did get this from Mary Maxim. It is their Mary Maxim Maximum Value yarn. It has over 450 yards, or it's an 8-ounce skein. This is a 4-weight yarn. And the color of this one is, whoop, that can't be right. Yes, it is. Tanture. Tanture. Yeah, that's what it is. I did not know that. All I know is I saw the color and I jumped on it. Now, I did get an alternate color to go with it so that this would pop. I just got their basic pretty little off-white color scheme here. But let me show you what I picked to go with it. Now, isn't that gorgeous? Doesn't that just scream February to you? I mean, it did me, especially as a new color choice. Getting me out of my comfort zone there, but isn't that pretty? So see, sometimes we don't just have to rely on ourselves. We have friends. That's what y'all are. Those of you that saw my video and saw that I was just kind of hung out there in limbo, you gave me the inspiration to just go wild with my feelings. Just, don't go with the traditional red and white. Go with something different. And that's what I did. So there are many areas in which we can break out of our comfort zone, or there are many areas in which we can learn to experiment with color. Go bold. Put two things together that you never thought anyone would put together before, and see what it is that you can create. If I've learned anything, folks, in my many, many years of crocheting, it's this. Be inspired. Be bold. And do what makes you feel good. Play with color. Don't just stick with those same little 8 primary colors that we got in our coloring boxes when we first started school. Branch out. Look at that box that has 120 colors in it. Look at all the different hues that we have to play with now. If you need more inspiration, there are folks that are already hand dyeing yarn, and you know what I mean. They've taken some beautiful colors and mixed them all together for us so that we really don't have to worry about what looks good. We just have to see what it is that speaks to us. But I do want to encourage you. Branch out. Mix your own colors together. Go wild. Experiment. And have fun. Thank you so much for being with me today. I do hope that in your passion of crochet that you step out and play with color. Thank you again so much for being here, and always remember, be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know, could be your light that they need to see. See you tomorrow. Bye.